Hey guys, RetroDirk here. In this video I'm going to show you how you can change your stock buttons to the Nintendo 64 style buttons on your 8BitDo 64 Bluetooth controller. Okay guys, so this is what the controller looked like before, and here's what it looked like after installing the buttons. It comes in this small box and it's in 3 separate pouches. One is the analog stick, one is the D-pad, and the final one is the 7 N64 buttons, all coloured, the C buttons, A, B and start. So let's open them, just like that. And the first part you need to do is get yourself a prying tool and wedge off the side panels. So here's a bit of a better view of me getting it off. So I've used an old ruler, but you can use whatever you like, guitar pick or professional tools. But essentially you just want to come in from the top, from the top 2 trigger buttons, pop it off there and then work your way down the back of the controller and it pops off just like that. There are 3 screws to undo. One is kind of hidden in that slot, one at the top, and then there's the third one at the bottom. So you're supposed to use the Torx screw, but I didn't have one, so I used this tiny flathead screwdriver, and it worked okay, but wouldn't recommend it. So you just need to take out the 6 screws. Once you've taken out the screws for both sides, you'll need to take the front faceplates off the controller. So again, I'm working from the bottom. I'm putting the ruler underneath the bottom of the controller to lift it on the left side, then the right side, and then grabbing the front and the back, and you need to apply a bit of pressure to get it to click out. But once you do, it separates quite easily, and you'll notice the controller is screwed into the front faceplate. Okay, so there's 5 screws now in the back. You can see them all here. They actually take a Phillips, so you'll need to change your screw bit or posi drive. Yeah, you can see me just kind of attempting to do this one-handed. So yeah, I kind of got you some footage of me taking it out, but you've all seen screws being taken out before. So essentially you do this for the full 5 screws. Now the 4th one's still in there, but it has been undone, and you can now pull the motherboard away from the front to reveal the buttons underneath, which are covered by the button membrane. Okay, so essentially now you just remove the membrane. It's got a little notch, so be careful of that. And then for the start button, all these have specific cutouts for the buttons, so you can actually get them wrong. If you do get them wrong, it won't close back together, so you can do a little test fit. You can see there's a notch there. I've actually put it in wrong by here, just kind of place it in, but that notch in the bottom left position just needs to be spun around a bit, so the notch is actually in the top left position. I figured this out after putting it all back together, but now you're just taking them out and you can see the start button. It's got all the notches, so you can only put them in a certain way. And you can see that top one there actually goes at the bottom, so yeah, you can't mess this up. But here's a bit of detail on how to actually install the buttons. So obviously B goes at the top, A underneath for the bottom, and then the C buttons, they do all look the same, but like I mentioned before, there's specific notches, so you can't get them wrong. So don't need to feel a particular way about it. So that one goes in there, then I put the bottom one in, then the right C. You can see how the top one is a bit thicker, and then finally up C then to finish this off. So the membrane goes on that little coaster by there. The start, the analog one fits on there. There's another little kickstand that you kind of attach the button membrane to. And then the start button again, that one's kind of universal. I think you can only put it on a couple of different ways. So there you go, that goes on like that. Okay, I did like a little test fit, and yeah, checked it all plugs in together. Just be aware there are the 3 extra buttons. Okay, you can either change this if you like, or you don't have to, but there's essentially only one way to put this back on. Here's the new one. You can see a slightly It's not exactly square, so it's like a rectangle, I'd say, and it just goes on the one way, and you should be able to figure that out. Okay, so I put the middle screw in, and that was good to do a test fit because it holds the board in place, so you can do that. So I was just demonstrating that here, that you don't have to put all 5 screws back in to do a little test fit. Here are all the 5 screws plugged back in, but don't forget this kind of a switch button that's on the back, which you can switch from S to D position. D is Analog 3D, so if you've moved it in the install, just make sure it's on D when you reconnect it back up to your console. These just clip in really nice, not one-handed though, so yeah, I'm kind of making it look a bit more difficult than it is, purely because I'm just holding the camera with my right hand. But yeah, they just click back in. And same on the other side, obviously reinstall the screws, and you'll be able to put the cover on, and that just clicks in like that. So if I've helped you at all with this video, make sure to leave me a like, and I'll catch you guys next time.